Halo, teman-teman. Saya ada Hakim. Setelah sekian lama aku tidak record, akhirnya aku record kembali. Mungkin kalian boleh tanya mengapa aku memakai topeng. Aku tidak masalah sih, kenapa aku pakai topeng? Di kerananya.
Oke, mari kita bermain game Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Oke, begin the game.
As long as it's with
The end is never the end.
This is the
cutscene.
story of a man named Stanley.
Oke.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-ripping, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, oke. Kita bermain sebagai Stanley di sini. Kita, tempat apa nih? Ada fan di situ.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Kelihatan sas. Enggak deh. Tuh, apa ya di sebelah itu ya?
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
Oke, di sini kita ada new content. Di sini kita kemana ini, suruh ngapain? Oh, ada 2 pintu. Oke.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Kita disuruh ke kiri, tapi perintah adalah larangan. Kita ke kanan, yeah.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oke. Widih.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Kayaknya nggak ada apa-apa deh. Sini ada tulisan. Enggak. Oke, lanjut.
Yes, really, but eager to get back to business,
tadi ada
Stanley
dialog.
took the first open door on his left.
Oke, kita disuruh ke kiri, tapi seperti biasa, perintah adalah larangan. Jadi kita lurus.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ada platform di sini. Kita ke sana kah? Tunggu. Ini dia tuh nggak mati ya, Pak? Jangan deh. Oke.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Ada yang kebuka
I'm
situ.
not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult,
Takut mati
but
nanti,
the fact
males
is
ngulang.
that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting,
Kebuka di situ.
Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Tapi aku penasaran di situ ada apa.
Stop trying to make every decision
Dari
by
situ dulu.
yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Oke, kita sudah
This
nyampe.
is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside,
Halo.
to let her back into your life. She's
ruangan apa
been
ini?
waiting.
Halo. Oke. Di gelap.
That's her,
Ada
Stanley.
telepon.
You need to be the one to do this, to
Tunggu.
reach out to her.
Ini
If you
apa?
can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Angkat nggak ya? Angkat nggak ya? Angkat nggak? Angkat nggak? Cap cip cu kembang kuncup yang mana yang aku pilih? Bangkat.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light
Wih, lepas.
engulfed
Bisa.
him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making
Bisa
meaningful
nyolok lagi nggak?
choices?
Oh,
What did you...
enggak.
Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't
Stanley
believe
bukan
I was
real
so
person.
mistaken. This is why
Bukan
you've
orang
been able to
beneran.
make correct and incorrect choices.
Stanley
And to
apa
think
dong?
I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Video. Oh,
Choice.
kasih
It's the
lagi.
best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous.
Bisa di skip apa?
For example,
Nggak
in
bisa
this
di skip.
scenario, a hypothetical real
Nggak bisa di skip.
person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make
1 hour later.
the material covered in this video.
Oke, udah selesai.
Welcome back. You may have noticed
Apa ini
that
namanya?
this room has begun to
Bulldog.
deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly
Ini apa ini?
informed on good
Apa sih ini namanya?
decision-making,
Lupa aku.
we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Oh, udah pintu kebuka. Oke. Nah, ini kita di mana ini? Kembali lagi kita. Oke, ini bisa dibuka nggak? Oh, enggak, oke. Halo. B1. Dah. Kan dipagerin.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as
penasaran di sini ada
possible
apa.
before the narrative contradiction gets any
Nanti deh.
worse.
Habis ini,
Unfortunately,
kita kesana.
it seems this place is not well
Semoga
equipped
aja
to
nggak
deal
lama.
with reality.
Soalnya di sini endingnya ada banyak, nggak cuma satu doang. Jadi kita bisa nyari-nyari sendiri. Oke, kini kita kembali lagi deh. Passion. Jangan berbohong. Jika kamu berbohong, sekarang stop. Oke. Kita kembali ke ruangan. Ruangan biru ini lagi. Aku penasaran kalau
Almost
kita
there.
kesini gimana.
You'll take the door on the left.
Kalau kita
back
diam di
to
sini
the correct
gimana?
ending, the story will have resolution once again,
Tunggu ya.
and you'll be home free in the real world.
Kayaknya udah nggak bisa deh. Aku masih penasaran ada apa di sini. Tirainya bisa dibuka? Enggak. Ada sesuatu dengan painting ini. Kursi, sofa, kopi. Enggak, oke, enggak ada. Oke, kita mundur lagi sini. 47, 446, 445. Oh,
Now
balik lagi.
remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Kita disuruh ke kiri tapi kanannya kebuka lagi. Kenapa kita harus menuruti perintah kalau ada larangan?
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Gak mau. Ini apa dah? Halo, ini gak bisa dibuka apa? Ini apa nih? 1, 2, 3 1, 2, 3 1, 2, 3 4, 5, 6 Kayaknya kita gak bisa kemana-mana lagi deh. Halo? Iya, gak bisa kemana-mana lagi. Oke. Fine, ke kiri. Oke, ada sesuatu di pintu bisa dibuka? Enggak, penting, enggak, oke. Jam, enggak ada. Oke. Apa ini?
It's ruined. I can't believe after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Kita nge-shutdown gamenya. Kita nge-restart. Oke. Aduh, mataku pedes habis makan sambal.
I'm here. I'm still here in this pile of rubbish with
Ini
you.
di mana kini kita?
You who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed.
Game
It
rusak
was the only
katanya.
thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
Emang aku anak kecil.
My story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make...
Restart game ya.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Kita
I'm quite
nge-start.
sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
Oke, coba kita ke kiri sekarang.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oke, kita menjadi anak yang baik. Ke kiri. Oke, ke kiri. Apakah ruangannya masih rusak? Enggak, oke.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Tips agar
Feeling
tidak
a wave of disbelief,
apa nih,
Stanley
getting
decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
how to solve. Adalah fire itu apa ya? Pecat ya. Apa ini belum kloset? Nggak bisa buka. Oke. Kita ke
Coming to a staircase, Stanley
atas.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Di bawah ada apa? Oke, kita suruh ke atas. Ini ada yang bisa dibuka kah? Enggak. Oke. Halo. Apa ini yang bisa dibuka? Enggak.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Kita di
Shocked,
ini,
unraveled,
manajer kalau nggak salah
Stanley
tadi.
wondered in disbelief who
Ruangan manajer.
orchestrated this. until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Kita disuruh ini bilang kodenya. Night Shark 115. Oh, nggak bisa. Night Shark 115.
Stanley spoke
bisa.
the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver.
Night Shark
right there on the
115.
wall.
Nggak bisa nih, gimana ini ngomongnya? Halo, ini pentingnya nggak bisa.
I'm sorry, is there a problem?
Night Shark
You didn't
115.
mishear me, did you? Please
Kita disuruh ngomong tapi nggak bisa.
speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Night Shark 115. Alah.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this
Night
far,
Shark
only for you to
115.
suddenly
Nggak bisa
decide
loh.
you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the
Stanley,
door
kali ini
on his
kita
left.
kan tadi. Lah, mukanya gini.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay?
Nggak ada apa-apa di sini.
I need you to make a choice.
The end.
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
The end.
Can you hear me? Is
Oke,
everything
teman-teman.
all right? This is important.
Udah the end, udah selesai. Yeah.
She would need you to make a decision. It cannot exist
Yeah,
without
udah
you.
the
You
end.
understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please.
Kayaknya kita suruh bikin the game lagi deh. Ulang dari awal, nyari ending yang lain.
Anything. This is more important than you can ever know.
Oke, bikin the game lagi kah?
I need this. The story needs it.
Masih ngomong naratornya.
You hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay.
Oke.
It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do.
Udah lah. Begin the game again. Aku nggak mau kok fan itu. Aku masih penasaran yang di situ. Bagaimana kalau kita jatuh
Come over here.
ke jembatan yang tadi?
You don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine.
4 nggak bisa dibuka apa nih pintu-pintunya. Halo, ini ada apa ini? Ya kayaknya nggak ada yang bisa kita interaksi dari sini. Lanjut, yang konten ini penasaran ya kok apa sih?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nggak mau. Perintah adalah
This was
larangan.
not the correct way to the
Yeah.
meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Aku masih
Wow.
penasaran di sini.
Yes.
Kita kalau
This
diem aja di sini
room.
ngapain? Kenapa?
What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley
Gorgeous
had
itu apa
taken
ya?
this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Iya.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Really worth it. Worth it di sini, worth it banget. Worth it sekali di sini.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Masih lagi? Ngomong lagi kah narator? Narator ngomong.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Dia tahu kita mau nyari dialognya dia. Oke, masih ada. Nggak ada. Hello. Number 1 dead. Oke, kayaknya itu aja deh. Udah nggak ada lain. Kita coba cek-cek lagi. Udah sih kayaknya nggak ada. Oke.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Oke, kita sekarang coba jatuh
Stanley
ke
was so
situ.
bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Penalty for miss. Jangan melompat ke di kargo ini. Because that bakal menyebabkan kematian.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong
Apa tuh?
foot here.
Penasaran
I'm not
aku.
your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been
Satu.
neglecting, Stanley.
2, kita mau 4.
Someone you've
3.
forgotten about. Really?
Oh, bisa.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yeah.
What? I don't know how to convince you
Ruangan
of
apa
this,
ini?
but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it.
Oh,
Let me
ada
prove
pintu merah
that
dan
I'm
pintu
on your
biru.
side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Kita disuruh ke pintu merah. Tapi seperti biasa, perintah adalah larangan. Kita ke pintu biru.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Perintah adalah larangan. Bam.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh, ada pintu biru. Bam.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley.
Perintah adalah larangan, larangan adalah perintah.
What's out there? You want to find
Itulah
out what
konsep
lies at the end of this road
Konoha.
you've chosen? Well,
Negara
don't
Konoha.
let me
Ya enggak?
stop you.
Oh, ruangan apa ini? Gelap.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here,
Nggak ada apa-apa.
Stanley. Help
Nggak ada
elucidate
apa-apa.
these strange and unknowable desires of
128,
yours.
128.
What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles?
Kebanyakan
Skill
ngomong nih
trees?
naratornya nih.
Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels
Third
leaps ahead
option?
of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a
Office
spin.
space. Oke. Kita ke sana.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices?
Yeah.
Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Iya. Tuh. Suruh ngapain tadi? Kita harus rate experience kita bermain game ini. 1.
A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version.
Oh,
And to be perfectly
new
candid, I
version.
think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Versi baru katanya. Apa ini? The Stanley Parable. Parable itu artinya apa sih? Apa ini? Bodo amat. We don't care. Aku
Now,
tidak peduli.
would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
1.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh, katanya game baru.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail.
Kita katanya harus menekan tombol ini agar bayinya tidak kena api.
Endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Perintah adalah larangan, oke? Perintah adalah larangan. Dadah.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Ngapain sih di sini? Hah, ngapain? Udah. Oh. Tadi kayaknya kayak game gitu, game apalah.
What's our
nggak baca kan?
backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that
kayaknya di
you are
atas
meant
deh.
to play as a creepy man
Kah
spying
ada
on
sesuatu di
innocent
sini?
civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
Shots, apa itu?
Yes, that must be it.
Lord
What a fascinating venture into the experience of
Betul,
total
halo?
mental depravity. So far, I love everything
apa nih?
about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Lah, suaranya kayak Minecraft. Indahnya pemandangan, banyak pohon-pohon. Oke, kita kayaknya disuruh ke bawah. Gimana apa ini?
Oh no, it can't be.
Apa? Apa
It
itu?
is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it
Open
off.
world game. Oh, ketutup.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You really wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley.
Apakah kita bisa ke sini?
I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Oh, kalau lagi restart lagi. Oh, wih.
Wonderful.
Kayak pernah lihat
See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Oke, kata dia kita tidak akan bisa tersesat di game di sini di map ini. Tapi kita adalah Stanley, orang tersesat di dunia.
Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball?
Orang
Stanley,
tersesat
I think it's
nomor 1,
sports ball.
nomor 2, nomor 1-nya
We shall
Zoro.
run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Wow, ada bola. Mari kita bermain. Wow, sangat asik. Wah, sangat asik. Asik sekali. Wah, gol Messi.
Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I
Apakah
realize I'm
akhirnya
not
aku
a
jago bola?
sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw
Messi,
adrenal pleasure,
Ronaldo.
then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out.
Ngapain sih di sini?
Here comes another ball.
Wah, ada bola lagi.
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
Oh my. Oke. Wah, sungguh menyenangkan.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley?
Yes.
Having fun? Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what?
Gamenya
It's
seru.
over. That's right. Your little fun comes to
No,
an end.
bolanya
This is
hilang.
my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Kita ditinggalkan sama narator. Kita harus tersesat di game ini. Kita adalah orang tersesat nomor 2 di dunia. Sini ada sesuatu kah? Nggak ada. Oke. Hello. Udah setengah jam aku record. Tunggu. Kayaknya ada bolongan ya di sini. Nah. Sayonara.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Wih. Loading. Tempat apa
Stanley,
ini?
don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Halo. Please rate our experience. Kita feeling apa? Bisa jatuh kah kita? Oh, bisa. Apakah kita ke backroom? Waduh, ke backroom. Beneran. Tolong. Kita di mana? Kamu siapa? Mengapa? Kenapa? Di mana? Kapan? Adik Simba deh. Aku tersesat. Aku adalah iya. Masih tersesat nomor 2. Nggak ada pintu yang bisa yang kita bisa buka. Oh, ada ruangan di situ. Oh, kita ada bisa diapa-apain gitu di sini? Enggak, gelap banget. Oh, oke. Redup.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Udah? Hello? Oh, loading. Oke, teman-teman. Karena udah setengah jam aku record, aku mau udahan. Sebenarnya endingnya masih banyak lagi di game ini, tapi karena waktunya nggak cukup, aku cuma bisa ketemu 2 ending. Satunya yang ending yang tadi, Stanley-nya diem, sama yang kedua, tersesat. Oke, teman-teman. Jangan lupa like dan subscribe. Dadah. Pau. Mam, udah, Mam.